Okay, teen dating violence is what we're going to talk about today. Teen dating violence affects youth in every community across the nation. The term teen dating violence describes physical, sexual violence, or threats of violence or emotional abuse that occurs between two people currently or formally in a romantic relationship. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of trivia about teen dating violence. So first I need a volunteer.
Ooh, me.
Okay, come on up. And what's your name?
Kyle.
Kyle, okay. Thanks, Kyle. So we're going to do some true or false questions, okay? So true or false? Teen dating violence only affects girls.
False.
Good. Although girls are more likely to experience teen dating violence than boys, they are equally at risk for such violence. True or false? Teen dating violence is not that big of a deal.
False.
Good. Nearly 1.5 million high school students nationwide experience physical abuse from a dating partner in a single year. And last question. True or false? Teen dating violence has long-lasting negative effects.
True.
Good job. Violent relationships in adolescence can have serious ramifications by putting the victim at higher risk for substance abuse, eating disorders, risky sexual behavior, and further domestic violence. So, thank you. Good job. Got them all right. So why is it important that we talk about teen dating violence? Teen dating violence affects 1 in 3 girls in the United States. 1 in 10 high school students report having been purposely hit, slapped, or physically hurt by a boyfriend or a girlfriend in the past year. It's a huge number of students that are affected by teen dating violence. Now, physical violence, we know what physical violence is. You know, that's usually when you're being hit or slapped or something that you can see that leaves a mark. And it doesn't always have to leave a mark, but usually it does. What are some examples of verbal or emotional abuse? Can anybody give me some examples? Exactly. Telling somebody that they're fat. That would be calling you names or putting you down. That's good. Good example. Yelling or screaming at you, embarrassing you in public, preventing you from seeing or talking to your friends, telling you what to wear or what to do, using online communication or cell phones to try to control you, threatening to commit suicide if you try to leave the relationship, threatening to harm you, your pets, or the people that you care about, making you feel guilty or immature when you don't consent to sex, threatening to expose your sexual orientation. That's another one that can be considered emotional and verbal abuse. Starting rumors about you. Those are all things that, you know, we may think of that doesn't seem like that's that big of a deal, but it is, because that's considered emotional and verbal abuse. Now, when we're talking about teen dating violence, you may ask, why would somebody stay in a bad relationship? You're hearing these things, I'm explaining it to you. Why would someone stay in these relationships? Well, first, there are many reasons. But first, they may be afraid. They're being threatened by their partner. They're afraid because they're embarrassed about the relationship and trying to leave the relationship. They're fearful that their partner is going to out them about their sexual orientation, about their immigration status. There could be language barriers that they don't feel comfortable coming forward. Sometimes they may believe that abuse is normal. If they don't know what a healthy relationship looks like, they may not know what is a normal relationship. Sometimes they have low self-esteem. And a lot of times it's because you love your partner. So you're afraid to leave them or don't want to leave. And you're willing to put up with the abuse because they come back to you later and say that they're sorry. So what can you do as a friend? Well, first let's talk about what a healthy relationship looks like versus an unhealthy relationship. Relationships exist on a spectrum. So we have unhealthy or abusive relationships down here, unhealthy relationships in the middle, and healthy relationships at the top. So first we'll talk about abusive relationships. Abusive relationships are built on power and control. And that means one person is trying to control the relationship. One person makes all the decisions about sexual choices, friends and groups, boundaries, and even what's true and what's not true. They want you to spend all your time together, which is not normal behavior. And they are especially, and they don't want you to talk to others about what's happening in your relationship. Unhealthy relationships are also based on the attempts to control the other person. So they're based on breaks in communication, pressure, dishonesty, struggles for control, and inconsiderate behavior. So one person tries to make most of the decisions, or he or she may pressure their partner about sex or refuse to see how their actions can hurt them. An unhealthy relationship, you feel like you should only spend time with your partner. And a healthy relationship is based on respect, good communication, based on trust, honesty, and equity. That means that both of you are making the decision openly. You're able to deal with things that come up in your relationship about like relationship problems and sexual choices. You enjoy spending time together, but you can be happy apart as well. That's what a healthy relationship looks like. It's based on equity and respect. So this I'm going to leave with your teacher to put up on the wall too. It talks about the healthy relationship and the spectrum that relationships are on, so you can look at this. But I'll pass this around right now. So what can you do as a friend if you think someone's in a bad relationship? Well, first let's talk about the signs and symptoms of an unhealthy relationship. First, one sign is that you notice that their partner calls them names or puts them down in front of you. If they talk to other people, their partner gets mad or jealous. They apologize for their partner's behavior and make excuses about it. They frequently cancel plans for reasons that don't seem logical. Like, you're supposed to go out with your girlfriends and they say they are going to stay home to wash their hair. Something like that. They're making up excuses not to go out. That's not normal. You've seen fights escalate to breaking or hitting things. They're constantly worried about making their partner upset or angry. They give up things they used to enjoy. Maybe you have a friend that decided to quit the cheerleading squad because they want to spend more time with their boyfriend. That's not healthy behavior. A healthy relationship would mean that you're fine spending time apart, doing the things that you love, but also enjoy spending time together. Their weight, appearance, or grades have changed dramatically. These could be signs of depression, which could also indicate abuse. They have injuries that they can't explain, or their explanations they give don't make sense. So these are just some signs and symptoms of abuse. So what can you do as a friend first? As a friend, you can support that person. You help them by helping them start a safety plan. The safety plans are ways that they can get out of their relationship and things that they can do to help them stay safe. It's talking about people they can go to. There are adults you can go to. You can go to your teacher. You can go to your counselor. You can help them go to their parents for the added support. If you're in an abusive relationship, some things that you can do. There's this website. It's called loveisrespect.org, where I got a lot of the information from. It's a great website that talks about things like that if you need to trust yourself, and if things don't feel right, you can call, text, or chat with them. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They can help you talk about your relationship. Maybe you're in a relationship and you're thinking, well, I don't really know if it's abuse or not. Maybe you're feeling uncomfortable about something. They can help you. It's 24 hours, 24/7, and it is confidential. So I'll pass this around. This is going to stay with your teacher as well, so that way they can keep it up in the classroom. So, are there any questions?
What is considered a relationship in these terms?
Okay. A relationship can be a romantic relationship, typically when we're talking about teen dating violence, between partners that were in a relationship, previously in a relationship, or currently in a relationship, is what we would consider a relationship in these terms.
Who is more likely to be, are there any demographics that are more likely to be abused or to be abusive?
That's a really good question, because we want to look at the other side of it too, that, you know, if you're in a relationship where you're the abuser and you're listening to me and going, hey, maybe I do kind of those things to my boyfriend or my girlfriend, you can also call and text and chat with Love is Respect, because it can also get you help with how to get out of an abusive relationship if you're the abuser. So that's the other side of it. But is there a demographic that's more prone to it? No, we talk about people that sometimes inner city schools, inner city people that come from lower economic status, but everybody is equally at equally at risk to be in a relationship of teen dating violence. So it's always good to know the signs and symptoms, and if you need help, there are people you can go to, your teacher, your counselors, your principal, your vice principal. You go to your parents, friends, family members, aunts and uncles. You know, there are a lot of people that you can go to, but especially on campus. Are there any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.